Let's talk about what Sean Gibbons had to say about this. Let's cook.
Push the weight in no flex. The live is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga, boo. I'm an 88 pack nigga, boo. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Shout out to Guillermo Rigo. I'm a firm believer that he, along with other Cuban fighters, have been treated unfairly. But this is about Rigo. So I was on Boxing Scene. Rigo had a fight this weekend. Didn't work out for him. And I'm seeing a lot of ridicule. Whole lot of ridicule. Boxing Scene. I guess I'll put the link in the description. And I'll also be sharing 2 other links that will be in the description. But first, we'll start here. John Casimiro's promoter. Rigondeaux fight most embarrassing I've seen in my 35 years in boxing. Yeah, we're going to see. John Casimiro's promoter questioned Judge Tim Cheatham. A judge's last name is Cheatham. That's funny. For rewarding Guillermo Rigondeaux on Saturday night. But Sean Gibbons, remember that name, Sean Gibbons, saved his harshest comments for the Cuban southpaw himself. The president of Manny Pacquiao's promotional company ripped Rigondeaux for what Gibbons considered an embarrassing performance in his 12-round split decision defeat to Casimiro in Carson, California. The 40-year-old Rigondeaux mostly moved away from the heavy-handed Filipino champion during the mundane main event, Showtime televised, blah, 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 blah. This man came out to fight, give the fans what they want, Gibbons said in reference to Casimiro during their post-fight press conference. He was throwing punches. The guy was running for his life. The referee did a horrible job. The referee should have stopped. He should have stopped the fight. The referee should have said, stop the fight or I'm taking points. Doing something, it's a joke. This guy's being profane right here. It's a joke. It's an effing joke, blah, 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 blah. They go through the scorecards and, all right. Cheatham scored the fight 115-113 for Rigo, who won 7 rounds on Cheatham's card, despite his inactivity and extreme caution. Meanwhile, there's no video of it that I've seen, but rumor has it that I heard that Willie Pep won an entire boxing round and didn't throw a punch. What is Willie Pep known for? His defense. I don't know it to be true or not, but that's the word around. Ask Scrapbook. I've heard that. Ask Kurt Sugar. Ask Stormy B-Man. But I heard that he won a round. I don't know if it's just urban legend. I don't know. But that'd be something if it's true, right? If Willie Pep won a boxing round by not throwing a punch, whatever. Y'all know how to score a fight, right? Effective aggression, clean and effective punching, defense, things of that nature. But let's read on. I was a little bit surprised. Gibbons said, all I can say is I don't know what Tim Cheatham, last name kills me, was looking at, but he needs to go back and figure out how to score a fight because he was horrible tonight. You don't win fights on your back foot, running for your life. Casimiro buzzed. Rigondeaux in the first round. And my 35 years of boxing, most embarrassing. Okay. The reason why I'm having trouble reading this is because a lot of you don't know who Sean Gibbons is. All right. It's hard for me to take anything seriously that someone says when I know that person's history. All right. Let me just read this right here. It says, and it didn't happen because of this man. It happened because Guillermo Rigondeaux and I don't even know how the guy can walk around saying that he won this fight. It was horrible. So yeah, I was speechless when I heard. Well, you want to talk about speechless, Mr. Sean Gibbons? Let me show y'all something. Y'all don't know who Sean Gibbons is? I'm going to read something else. Perception. This video is about privilege. Privilege. Your perception of somebody. All right? It might not be what they're entitled to. You might look at this person or this man, this woman, and say, oh yeah, that's an honorable person. This person looks clean. This woman looks clean. This guy looks clean. They're well-spoken. But you do some research on them, you find out that they're not the person that you pegged them to be upon sight. So I went to this one site. All right. I guess this guy's Filipino. It's called Spin Zone. Homer D. Sason. This was an article from July of 2019. There's a picture of Manny Pacquiao. I'll put the link in the description. Standing next to Sean Gibson with his Super Saiyan haircut. I'm going to read to you as it is. The son of a U.S. Navy Commodore, Sean Gibbons was born to a more comfortable upbringing than most boxers who enter the fight game to escape poverty. Okay? But the gift of blue blood, the 6-foot frame, the striking good looks, and dimples deep as the Pacific Ocean. Oh, ish. Is it the reason why Gibbons has risen to become one of the sport's most influential power brokers? So this is a deep-blowing article right off the bat. Because when you go to this article, you're going to see a picture of him standing next to Manny Pacquiao. So, of course, they're going to big this guy up. Okay. Gibbons, an international matchmaker and manager, found success in the fistic trade by putting in a lot of old-fashioned hard work. What is old-fashioned hard work in the boxing game? Steered to boxing by his uncle Pat O'Grady, a distinguished trainer and promoter whose son, Sean O'Grady, we all know who Sean O'Grady is, once held the WBA lightweight title. Gibbons fought as a light heavyweight for 11 years in 24-fight career that ended with 14-7-3 slate in 1996. I scrolled down. There's a picture, I believe, is his son, Manny Pacquiao in the middle, and Sean on the far right. Okay? Perception, ladies and gentlemen. Perception, ladies and gentlemen. When you look at these pictures, your perception is these are just grade A folk. You see Manny Pacquiao standing there. I don't know if this is his son on the left, but you already, Sean on the right with a WBA jacket. They're going to talk about they give him a lot of credit because now he's working with Manny. Like I said, I believe this is a Filipino gentleman writing this. They talked about his striking good looks and dimples as deep as the Pacific Ocean. Perception, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to explain what I mean by this guy getting over on privilege. This was in 2009, 2019 that this was written. But I'm going to go back further to 2004. Ex-top-ranked figure had a checkered past. January 21st, 2004. Don't know who wrote this, but I'll put the link in the description. Oklahoma Department of Labor Commissioner Brenda Renaud Wynn didn't mince words Tuesday when asked about fellow longtime Sooner State resident Sean Gibbons. Sean Gibbons. She said emphatically. Renaud paused when pressed to elaborate. Like, someone says, yo, what do you know about this guy? They go, elaborate. What do you mean? No, she said. I wouldn't want to. Gibbons, who worked under primary top rank matchmaker Bruce Trampler, became the first figure to emerge from the shadows when promoter and manager Bob Arum's top rank empire recently became a target of scrutiny. Oh. On January 6th, a 20-month undercover sting dubbed Operation Matchbook, they gave it a name, resulted in 16 agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, raiding Top Rank's headquarters on Howard Hughes Parkway. Do y'all remember this? Via a sealed search warrant, those agents seized computers, medical records, fight tapes, contracts, and other financial documents. Neither FBI nor the New York Police Department, which provided an undercover ace dubbed Frankie Manzione, spearhead Matchbook, have revealed their objectives, and indictments reportedly could be made by May. 6 days after the FBI stormed Top Rank's office, Arum fired Gibbons in a move that Arum did not explain. Top Rank officials have been instructed by legal course not to comment. Gibbons, 37, has not responded to the Sun reporter, who has made multiple visits to his Silver Oak neighborhood residence, left messages on his home telephone, and sent him a formal request letter, all seeking an interview. Gibbons, who has served as a matchmaker or promoter in more than 150 fight cards in Oklahoma since 1985, had accepted an offer from Top Rank and moved to Las Vegas in 1998. Y'all can read this. This is lengthy. I'm not going to do this here. But yeah, I'm going to put this link in the description box also. This is the guy, Sean Gibbons, who had a lot to say about this. Sean, you need a shut the F up card. Say nothing. Perception. I read you the first article. You would think this was an okay guy, but the truth is, he has a checkered past, and I just read it to you. Remember the raid? The Top Rank raid for matchmaking? Gibbons was one of the guys that was fired, that was under that investigation. He was involved in that in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Every criminal doesn't go to jail. That's just how it goes. But where there's smoke, there's fire. In this atmosphere right now, we're seeing some horrible things. Ask Troy Fox what they did to his son Michael. Ask O'Shaquie Foster what they tried to do. Ask Deontay Wilder what they did to him. Ask Austin Trout what they just did to him with the gloves, but he still won his fight. Ask Alexander Usyk. He said there was something wrong with Derek Chisowa's gloves. Ask Dillian White, where's his B sample? Ask Oscar Rivas, how'd those gloves feel? All of this is consistent behavior. So when I read that this guy had something to say about what happened about a scorecard, dude, shut up. Shut up. You have the right to remain silent. Please exercise it. Because if you don't, anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. Well, this ain't the court of law. This ain't that serious. This is the strong house. And this is what we found. So yeah, they can paint you to be some saint, talking about your dimples being deep as the Pacific Ocean, whatever, gave you that verbal stroke, which was disgusting, by the way. Fine. But the reality is you have a checkered past. You're the last person to be talking about judging. Talk about how your guy rehydrated up to 140 pounds or so. Well, I don't know that for sure. but don't ever in your life discredit Guillermo Rigondeaux based off of what he's gone through in his career and what y'all putting him through. How about this? The bottom line is John couldn't get him out of there. He couldn't close the show. You better be glad Rigo can't rehydrate up to what John was up to. This is I love boxing, but I hate boxing. I hate the politics, man. I love the sport, but I hate the politics and nonsense. This is disgusting, man. Shout out to Rigondeaux. And before anybody opens their mouth, research them. You might be shocked at what you find. Check the fruit on the tree. That's what I always say. Ridiculous, man.